Hey guys, welcome to another video. As you can see from the title of the video and the clips you've just seen before, this is about the Scuf controller. Just a quick brief thing about the Scuf controllers for those of you who don't know, but I'm sure most of you do. It's a specially designed controller by a company called Scuf Gaming, and they sort of adapt the controller with different configurations and options that you can add to it, specifically the paddles on the back. As you've seen in the images just before. I'm sure most of you do know what the Scuf controller is, though. If you're into competitive gaming or just gaming itself, it's quite well known. And the main reason why they're used really is because it allows you to keep your thumbs on the analogs when you're shooting and aiming, so you don't have to take them off to jump or crouch to take your jump shots or prone shots. It just gives you that split-second advantage over your opponent, who assumingly doesn't have one when you're playing sort of public matches like this. If you're playing competitively, then you can probably assume that most people have them, unless they're playing claw. But that's the main reason, and you know, every sort of split second you can have over your enemy, your opponent, is probably going to win you the fight most times out of 10. Just a quick rundown on what Scuf controllers there are out there. There's the Scuf One, which is what I've got, and which is what you've just seen. The Scuf 4 PS for the PlayStation 4. There's a Scuf Hybrid for the 360 and the PC. A Scuf PS for the PC, and PlayStation 3, and Scuf Classic for Xbox 360 and PC. And you can also send in your own controller and have them scuff it up, as they say. Cool. So, my layout, what Scuf controller do I use? As you can see in the images, I have this sort of digital winter camo type Scuf controller. It was a gift for Christmas from my girlfriend, so shout out to her. I opted for 2 paddles in the back. You can have 4 or 2, and you can configure them whichever way you like. So I have my left paddle, which will be triggered by my left middle finger for my jump, so that would be the A button, and my right paddle for my crouch and prone, which would be the X button. And you can configure them to whichever button from the whole controller that you like. As far as sort of customizable options go, that's as far as I took it. It does run up the price quite a bit depending on the options that you choose. But just to run you down what options there are, obviously you can choose to have whichever paddles you want. 2 paddles, 4 paddles, and the configurations for all of those paddles. Your next option, you can have electromagnetic remapping, which means that you can change which configuration they are, so you can change the buttons that relate to the paddles on the fly yourself without having to send it back or anything like that. I didn't choose to do that. I watched a couple of YouTube videos and I just didn't think it was worth it. I'm happy with what I've chosen it to be, and I want it to stay that way, so that's that. You can choose the thumbsticks, the left and right thumbsticks, to be sort of concave or convex, depending on what you prefer. A lot of people probably wouldn't know because they haven't tried other than what they have already, but you can change it, but you can get add-ons as well. I think Control Freaks is a company that has add-ons that you put on top of your thumbsticks to make them better. Rumbles, you can remove the rumbles inside the controllers. You can have adjustable trigger grips, concealed adjustable trigger and stop mechanism. You can add the grip on the back. You can have the control disc instead of the D-pad, and then you can change the design for the front and the back, and the Xbox logo in the middle. That's basically it. Just wanted to run through that really quickly. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to the website, so feel free to go check it out. And if you're purchasing one, just pick a random team, competitive team, if you don't have one already, if you don't like one already, and they'll have a discount code. There's 100 discount codes out there, so make sure you use one of those to get yourself a discount. So I'm not really going to talk about my gameplay. I'll just run it through. I've played 2 games of domination. I've had the Scuf controller since Christmas, but I've only played with it maybe a couple times, 3-4 times, and I found it's quite a steep learning curve. It's quite difficult to get used to. You have that muscle memory of playing with a normal controller for so long that it's really different. The change is quite significant to go from jumping with your right thumb on X and A to using the paddles with your middle fingers from both hands. So for me, it's been quite a difficult transition. I think it's definitely shown in my gameplay, so it's quite a bit worse. But you can see every now and then when you get a nice jump shot or drop shot, it's definitely worth it, and definitely gives you an advantage over your opponent. So it really comes down to just keep playing with it and practicing with it until you're really used to, like, subconsciously using the paddles to jump and crouch and prone. And that's basically what it comes down to. So most of the time in my gameplays, before I got this, I was sort of finishing top of the leaderboards of each game. I only play sort of pub games or ranked every now and then, not really a competitive player. But there's a significant change since I've used the Scuf. I'm probably at the bottom for most of the games, and finishing positive sometimes, not all the time. I always used to finish positive, but now not always. But as I said, it's just a learning curve. Almost turned on this guy, but the game finished. So yeah, it's just a steep learning curve. It's a lot of practice, but I definitely recommend it to anyone that wants to give it a go. Depending on what options you choose when you buy one, you can keep the price fairly low. Sort of a standard, cheapest one, I think, will run you sort of £89 if you're in the UK. Have a look on the website. Don't forget to use the discount codes as well. Other than that, there's a bunch of different colour combinations as well. You can customise them quite a lot, so I definitely think it is worth it for anyone that's willing to try it out. There's no regrets at all in getting this for me. So the only thing to probably mention is it's probably best for only Call of Duty. If you play other games, it's probably not going to work very well. Sometimes I find myself pressing the paddles by accident, and I'm going back on pages and pressing A on certain things, and it's going a bit crazy. But yeah, if you're a keen Call of Duty player like myself, definitely I think it's worth investing in one. But it's a steep learning curve, as I said, and you can tell in this gameplay I've tried to edit out all the rubbish parts, but it's pretty pants gameplay overall. And I'm not trying to show how good I am or anything, because it's clearly obvious that I'm not very good. Here I'm opening a supply drop. AMR9 noob tube, nice. But yeah, just a quick overview of the Scuf controller. Thanks very much, guys, for listening. Please do leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. What are you doing?
Oh, it just takes it. Just takes it like a... Oh, go on. That's fun!